Welcome to the Cheerful Soundman podcast, where we discuss living and working in the production industry with live events, audio, lighting, all sorts of fun stuff. I'm coming to you from Gainesville, Florida, Vivid Sky Productions. We're a full event provider here. We have quite a busy shop, and it's been quite a bit of mayhem here, so we're going to discuss some seasonal topics here that have to do with the crazy season that we're in at the moment. So the production industry is, no matter where you live, well, for the most part, no matter where you live, is very seasonal. So very up and down. You'll have very busy spurts where it seems like everybody is doing a concert, an event of some sort. And then you'll have other sections of the season where almost nothing's happening. I don't know why it happens that way, but it seems to happen that way pretty much everywhere. Here in Florida, our busy seasons tend to be February through April. I know why there, because the weather is absolutely beautiful. It's actually kind of dry those couple months. Don't get a lot of rain. It's 70, 80 degrees out. It's a beautiful time to be outdoors. So we get a lot of events. The snowbirds in the retirement homes are all down here at that point still. So that tends to be the busy season. And then we have another one like that, which we're in right now, which tends to go kind of September, October, November. This year for us, it's going into December a ways, which is really nice. And kind of a pleasant surprise that it's going a couple weeks later than usual. And that kind of fluctuates year to year, but that's for us. Now up north, I've got some good friends up in Ohio, Chicago, some of those Midwestern areas, and they are kind of almost the exact opposite. So they get crazy busy starting around April, beginning of May, and stay crazy busy till about now, till Halloween, and super busy during the summer. We actually tend to be slower during the summer, although we try to do touring and some different things that help fill out that summer calendar. But all that to say, that pretty much no matter where you are, there tends to be an event seasonality. If you know of some place where there isn't much seasonality, please let me know. I'd like to open a shop there. But otherwise, it's definitely something you have to deal with. So today I want to talk a little bit about some of the strategies or ways you can deal with that and some of the things you have to consider as you're starting your career or your business or working as a tech in the production industry to take account for these things. So the first one is, first point would be preparing financially. That's actually a big one. It's actually one we've struggled with at times and has put us in bad spots at times. You'll have a big crazy season, all the money comes in, all the money goes out as well. So you pay all those vendors, you pay all the people. We try to give out bonuses. We try to get things fixed, equipment that's been broken during the time or lost. And by the time you pay all that out, you go, wait, hold on. I've got 2 months with almost no work and I've got to pay everybody still. So budgeting, setting aside some money, knowing that it's not always going to be quite so crazy. We've actually recently, had to move a lot of things around and have had a lot of challenges with that because this summer was the first summer since COVID that wasn't crazy busy for us. So again, normally it's actually kind of now returned to pre-COVID time where summer slowed down quite a bit. So now we're adjusting to that new seasonality. It's the old one, but the new one. And that means this coming year, we'll be putting a lot more money aside during the spring because we're expecting a lot less to come in during the summer. We'll be pleasantly surprised if it works out differently. That also applies not just at the production company level, but also at the individual level, knowing I know a lot of stagehands that actually move around seasonality. A bunch of them are coming down south right now, actually, from Michigan, Ohio, some different places. So they're kind of wrapping up their seasons up there, coming down here to work for the winter in Florida. I know some folks go to California, Arizona, places like that. But even still, it's just not the same. During the summer, you can pick up festival after festival after festival and travel around to them as a tech. Or as a production, as a stagehand even, and that's just not available during certain seasons in certain places. So setting aside that money, even if it's just a little bit, even if it's 10% of each check is just going aside to save it. I know that's hard. I know prices have gone up on everything. Again, we've struggled with that quite a bit as well, just adjusting to the new world and adjusting to the new seasonality and the new finances of everything. But it is really important to set that money aside so that it doesn't become a big stressor when you get there and you're going, oh crap, and you start. I get calls from several of our freelancers when the work dries up. I always know I'm usually a couple weeks ahead of knowing when it's drying up on the work because all my freelancers start calling me. Hey, you got anything next month? You got anything going on? Need anything? I'm available these weekends. You know, and a lot of times that's also when we're slower, so our in-house folks get the work first. But just trying to get ahead of those things, trying to budget and save for those things as much as possible. Another big one is, let's see, oh, wrong page here. Preparing yourself mentally. So it is very stressful in this industry as far as the amount of time and energy you have to put in spurts. And that's one of the challenges of it is we're in a stretch right now. I think I've had about a half a day off in the last 3 or 4 weeks. And a lot of our staff is very similar, 1 day off here and there, just with the workload and the amount. Now, the great thing is, again, going back to the money thing, which was the first point, is this is the time to squirrel some of that money away. And a lot of our techs and folks are well into overtime and or getting bonuses, different things, you know, getting or additional day rates, things like that. So it's a time to put aside that money, but it's also a time to try to find times to recharge and rest up as quickly as possible, because you don't have a lot of time to recover before getting back out there. And you really, you know, as they say in baseball, you're only as good as your last at bat. It's the same in production. If you go out and you're just destroyed, tired and dragging and making mistakes, doing dangerous things, or, you know, it doesn't sound like it should sound, all those things, that actually will have a long-term effect that's very negative on you versus trying to get the rest and recovery, trying to work through it, or just saying no to some of the additional things. I know it's very hard. We have a lot of trouble. Personally, I have trouble saying no to gigs. It's actually one of my, something I've been working on in the last couple of years is drawing the line and saying no when I think that we're not going to be able to do it to the quality and to the level that we expect of ourselves and that our clients expect of us. So that is a challenging one, is saying no, because you want to reap when the harvest is plenty. You want to get it all. But again, at some point, you know, sometimes there's more out there than you can handle, and sometimes it is good to say no. But preparing mentally is also it also has a lot to do with preparing if you have family, loved ones, kids, wife, husband, etc. If you have people that are close to you in your life and expect to see you more than they're probably going to see you during those busy seasons, sharing your schedule, talking through with them, hey, these are my crazy couple weeks. You probably won't see me those couple weeks, and helping them prepare as well. Because that tends to be one of the big stressors on a lot of techs, and just a lot of people in any industry where you're away a lot or working a lot or overnight in a hotel after a show, etc. So preparing your family, helping them as best you can, preparing your loved ones. Some of our folks, their loved ones are furry, and it's about making sure they have someplace. A couple of our folks, when they're going to be out of town a lot, they find, you know, they have friends that'll keep the dog for them or the cat, things like that. Just being able to prepare and really kind of thinking through and thinking ahead on those things. That's a big one. Also, preparing our body as much as possible. And now everybody's various shapes of in shape, out of shape, etc. I wish I was in a little better shape these days. It's been the busy season. It's starting to show. But as much as possible during those downtimes, actually finding good ways to exercise, keep yourself in as good a shape as possible, as well as eating well. And then, while now that we're in this busy season, I think I've exercised. I normally anywhere three to 5 times a week. I work out, go to the gym, whatever, and you know, nothing crazy, just enough to get my, you know, blood moving and stay healthy. And during these crazy times, these crazy seasons, I think I got on the rower last night for 20 minutes, and that was the first time I've worked out in weeks, because my work is a workout right now, and it's just been very hard to fit in. So you don't always get that time during the season. So trying your best to stay healthy and ready for those seasons, almost like an athlete. You know, you really have to almost train and have yourself ready for the long days and the endurance and stamina. But something you can do in the moment is eat well. And again, that's a tough one, because as we get really tired and run down, our body we want sugar and salt and, you know, stuff that tends to be terrible for us, myself included. I'm a big ice cream guy, so I'll end up getting milkshakes or ice cream or way too much of that type of stuff. And you know, especially this time, I start to crave it. Normally I don't eat much sugar, but when I'm working a lot and I'm tired, I'm not sleeping enough, I start to want it. So trying to find ways to, eat a lot of protein and eat healthy. I won't veer off the rails on that. I'm not a nutritionist, but just finding ways to do what works for you to stay healthy and not eat fast food 3-4 times a day, which is what a lot of us end up doing when we're working, and that's really all there's time for. So packing healthy snacks, those type of things as well. Sleep is another big one. And again, there's some days where it's just not really possible. You sleep, going gig to gig, or, hey, we ran late on the setup. Now we got to be up at, we still got to be up at 7 a.m. Sound check is still at 7 a.m. The band's still rolling in then. I only got 4 hours of sleep tonight. That is what it is. But then as soon as you can then recover, making sure you get a full night's sleep. And again, these are things that we don't necessarily want to do, because you end that run of 3 or 4 days of shows where you slept 3-4 hours a night. All you want to do is go out and drink with your buddies or the crew afterwards and have a great time. And I'm all for that. I do that as well. Have a good time and cut loose sometimes. But if you have a long stretch, back to back, multiple festivals, things like that, limiting that type of stuff. Again, for the mental health, sometimes that's what we need too. We need to blow off some steam and get it out of our system and, kind of reset. But that also continues to take a toll on our body and our mind. And so, I really encourage folks, do your as best as you can, and don't beat yourself up if you slip or screw up, but do your best to eat well and to sleep during these times. Again, you're probably not gonna get much exercise, probably not gonna get much else in your life, but if you can eat well and still try to grab 6-7 hours of sleep a night, it helps a ton. So those are kind of the main things I would say to deal with the busy season. Otherwise, as far as working with your team, just communicating a lot. Everybody's tempers tend to get a little shorter, and so just good communication and being mindful of our communication. And if I'm short with somebody, going back and saying, hey, I'm sorry, I was grumpy, I got like no sleep. It's not an excuse, but I was a total jerk, and I'm sorry. Can we wind that back? My bad. Just little things like that go a long way with your crew, with your coworkers, with your boss, with your employees, etc. So those are some tips and tricks to make it through the seasonality and the crazy season, the busy season. And may all your seasons be busy, and these be problems that you have to figure out year round.